Okay, I think this thing is recording now. Yeah, it's recording now. It's a different program, so excuse me. Where's my tablet pen? I probably should have found that before I turn this on. Okay. Sick again. Lovely. That's what I get for playing in the rain. Okay, this one is going to be a scar tutorial, or at least scar-ish. I learned my scars from an actual paid tutorial, so I can't show you that method, but I can show you another method that works generally the same. What was I gonna say? Yeah. But this method I found on DeviantArt. The methods are kind of similar. I'll probably link the DeviantArt tutorial in the thing, the underbar. Yeah, I'm rambling. Anyway. As usual, you start with a new layer. I would suggest before you do any scars, you have your complete edit done. I'm talking skin, everything. This one was a freebie I did for Pink Friend for you, and there's some numbers after that, but I'm really too lazy to look. You need to have all your skin edits done because it's really hard to edit skin around a scar. So yeah. You can use the airbrush for this. I would suggest it. But this is kind of a scar blood thing, and I'm going to stop rambling and get on with it. Alright, my favorite scar usually are facial scars, so we're going to put this one on our face, and I'm getting a text message. First set the layer to multiply, as you saw me do, and start bringing it down through wherever you're going to put this lovely scar. Keep in mind when you do scars the shape of the face, because you can F up a scar by, let's hide this layer and actually show you. Like you do a scar like this. It's nice, but, oh no, that looks okay. Like, let's see, this. That scar wouldn't work because, as you can see, there's texture here, so you see it will go up and then back down through there and then back up again. That scar would have to travel a little bit because of it's going over that curve. Hope that made sense? Anyway, back to this bad boy. Alright, we have our scar in there. It's on our multiply layer. What you can do is you can fix this up two ways. You can fix it up through blending or smudging. I'm probably going to use blending. That's when that whole sample merge thing comes in, so you can pick from different layers. I would suggest to work on a lower opacity though when you're blending. But I'm too lazy to do that right now, so I'm going to smudge. I haven't had breakfast, don't judge me. Tiny brush. I'm going to use an actual sharper brush for this because I want it to look a little jagged. That's another thing about scars, you don't have to make them perfect. Like, having a little jagged piece here and there actually gives a scar some character. Well, not characters, gives a scar some personality. And kind of gives you an idea on what kind of scar this is. Like, this one is really smooth, and it's kind of curved, so you have no idea what did it. Well, someone who's probably really interested in scars would probably know. Ah, crap, I picked up the wrong color. Okay, get my red. Let's say I want to add a deeper portion here. Make it curve out a little there. Make it end in a bully. You see the scar has a little more depth to it now because it's not as perfect. It's not a clean slit, so it makes you kind of wonder, what the heck hit her? And that's also good for other things that I will make apparent later. And if you don't like your walls, like I don't like how this one looks like a saggy boob, just smudge it out. Alright, next thing that people forget a lot, I'm going to move this layer underneath, is that scars, why won't you move underneath? Okay, the scars usually have a little bruising underneath them, so I'm going to just get some purple, and I'm going to just generally glob it on there. Now, depending on how fresh you want it, depends on how the bruising would look. Like, usually with bruising, it's, I think, purple, green, and yellow. So I'm going to put a little green around there. edge, you can blend those out as usual, or you can just smudge them. For this, I would use a texture brush because you know you're doing bruising on skin and not some random spot. You see how it looks kind of gross-ish? Kind of like those really bad bruises you see from car crash victims. That sounds bad. That really sounds bad. I didn't mean it bad. And lower the opacity a bit. Or you can mess with the layer settings and do things like that. But me personally, I don't want the bruising to be so severe, so I'm just going to lower the opacity so the colors aren't really as standout-ish, but they're definitely in there. Or you could just do your bruising with red if you don't want the bruising to look too though I don't get why you'd be doing bruising if you don't want it to look but you don't have to use those colors, you can just use a red. If it's mild bruising, this is a pretty horrifying scar. Alright, now pick up a color from like the edge of the scar. Now this is another thing people forget, that when scars start to heal, I want a yellowish color, so I'm going to pick a skin color and mix a little yellow in it, because usually when it's healing a bit, you see a little bit of yellowish. And where the kind of deepest gashes are, I'll make this one a little bigger, put a little yellow around there to show where it's healing. Because there are going to be some portions where that skin kind of puckers, and that's basically where the yellow goes. If you have the stomach for it, look at references. I have half the stomach for it, so I can look at some references, but most of the time I just go by, you know, the depth of the gashes and where logically it would be healing. I've gotten a lot of scars in my time, so I just generally guess. And yeah, it looks gross. My legs have it the worst because I have a habit of injuring my legs doing idiotic things. So, but if you're not a scar factory like me, references would probably be helpful. Alright, now you see how the flesh looks torn now? Just with that little bit of yellow, we've given the illusion of torn flesh. Alright, now we have to just make it a little deeper. So let's get a red, put it on multiply again, get our airbrush, and in the deepest portions of the scar, put some of that red in there. And look how much more defined that scar looks in her skin. You see that? It's creepy, isn't it? You're a macabre person. Alright, so now we have our scar right there. From there you can add stitches to it, but if you add stitches to it, use more yellow because the stitches are supposed to help heal. So if you have like one of these bad boys and put stitches on it, it looks kind of like the stitches are crappily done. And also where the stitches go into the skin, put some yellow around there. Just put the dark bruising and the yellow around it so it kind of looks like a dimple. I'll probably do a different stitches tutorial just because I think this one might be running a bit long. But that is how I do my scars, and yeah, I think that's it. Now I gotta turn this thing off. Bye!